Families and carers are important for recovery because they have unique perspectives on consumers that we don't necessarily get to see when they're in this contained environment here.
The role that patients, families and carers play in terms of patients identifying what recovery looks like for them and for their family. It's recovery for the whole family. Families and carers and friends of patients know the patient better than anyone else does.
Carers help us to remember who's most important, and that's to make sure everything we do is around the people we provide care to and their world. This is the chance for people to remember who they are outside of a patient, whether that's as a son, as a husband, as a mum, as a daughter, a brother or sister, helping their identity flourish.
We're part of the community, our patients are part of the community. They're just like our families and friends. The things that have happened to the families of our patients could happen to any family. I like to think that my role and the role of the staff here at Thomas Embling is to provide carers and families to be supported without feeling the stigma.
All of us, we are connected. We matter to each other in ways that often other people can't understand. For many of the people we work with, that's difficult. The visits from their family members or loved ones or their opportunities to go home or celebrate events is really important. We need to find a way to help them heal.
My brother's a good man. He tried for many years in the community to get support for his mental health but was turned away. But thankfully at Forensicare he's been able to get that support, and to see him thriving and talking and connecting with us like he couldn't beforehand is incredible, and I can't thank Forensicare enough for the help that they've given us and for the help they've given him.
The people that we work with, I think, are some of the most forgotten people in the community.
I believe in being here has helped me. My mental state's changed, my health has changed. I recognise my symptoms, that's changed. I often think where I'd be if I wasn't here, and it wouldn't be in a good place because I was getting voices and I lost touch with reality and what was going on around me, and I believed everything the voices told me. Let me assure you, this is the place to be if you've got issues with your mental health.
Many years ago, my son fell through the cracks of the mental health system, which turned him away when he asked for help. There's been a constant monitoring by staff since my son entered Thomas Embling Hospital. Doctors, psychologists, social workers have supported my son through some very trying times. My son swears by the medication he's on and says the hospital has made him well.
Everyone's got access to a doctor, to a psychologist, to an OT. You don't get that anywhere else.
A lot has changed for me since I was admitted to Thomas Embling Hospital. My whole life has changed, and it's changed for the better. And I've been given the skills and abilities to move on and be living out in the community full time.
I was one of those people who thought mental health issues had never happened to me, but clearly I could say now that it doesn't discriminate. I used to go in and out of community hospitals every 6 months, be put on medication which didn't agree with me, do that for a little while, then go back to using substances, get sick and unwell and end up back in community hospitals.
As a patient once said to me, you have to grow wings to get out of here. To get back into the community from here, they have to go through an extensive rehabilitation progress.
The turning point for me at Thomas Embling came when they changed my medication. I got well, and I got well really quickly. Everything else just sort of seemed to fall into place from there.
I think we prepare them well for the community. It is a big adjustment after leaving hospital.
I'm doing woodwork now, I've done education, I've done hospitality, anger management skills, because when I go back out into the community, I've got to establish going to the street shopping on my own, going to the bank shopping on my own, and reintegrating into the communities.
Things are good in my life now. I have a partner, we have a kitten, we've got permanent housing, I have a balanced life. We're hoping to start trying for a family soon. And I think the future's bright.
Here at Forensicare, we have time to develop relationships with people and really understand where they're coming from. We run some consumer groups here, the Consumer Review Group, the Patient Consulting Group, and the main group, the Consumer Advisory Group, all of which give consumers a voice and participation in how the services run.
I think the CAG's a really crucial role because it's giving consumers input into things that would otherwise be left to higher up in the hospital, and it's giving consumers input into changing the way the hospital works to make things easier for consumers.
In 10 years, like goals, maybe I could find myself a relationship and work on getting married and having a job.
Forensicare is vital, and there should be more places like Forensicare because it was the only thing that allowed me to get my life back on track.
You have to make your own miracles happen. If it won't happen for you, we can make it happen for yourself and live a happy, fulfilling life outside the hospital walls.
Their strength and tenacity to keep going and be hopeful is awe-inspiring.
Every patient has a right to be treated with dignity and respect. It's the care of our patients, the support of them in reconnecting with their families and the community that we have to keep as our central goal.
It's been a long journey and it's been a lot of work, but if I can do it, I think just about anybody else can do it too.